Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Good morning, everybody. It is a Sunday morning. It's actually 7:30 in the morning. Hey, I'm up. I got up at 6 this morning. Ruth got up early, so caused me to get up early. So today we're going to talk about something. IATF retains COVID-19 alert level in most part of the Philippines. Some restrictions in effect. This article is actually written in the 23rd of April in 2023. I had mentioned this before. They're looking at from the 15th to the 30th, which is today, the COVID restriction wearing masks. Well, apparently they may extend this. The Interagency Task Force is saying that the alert level 2 in 26 areas of the Philippines from April 15th to the 30th with some restrictions that need to be followed. And they go into, now I'll attach this article into the video so you guys have an idea and you can actually read the article. The Technical Working Group for Data Analytics plays several levels saying from the 15th to 30th that they look for an increase in COVID. And so they were 26 cities were not escalated from alert 1 and they kept them at the certain path, and then they alerted a bunch more on, to alert 2. Now, on the news yesterday, it said possibly they're going to keep it in effect ongoing into the month we're coming in now, which is May. So there are low-risk areas. People, and on this list, it lists the cities, like Iloilo, for example, wear masks. There are many cities on the list, and you'll be surprised. Davo's on the list. I know we were recently there. We necessarily didn't have to wear the masks in Davao itself, riding the taxi or anything, but we had to wear a mask catching the bus. So they are making you wear masks in certain areas. Other areas they are not, but I do not know. Now remember, I went before this thing started. No province or city has been escalated alert to level 2 yet since January, but they're saying that there's going to be the ones that are alert level 2 are mandated to implement restrictions such as 50% capacity indoors for fully vaccinated adults. So you'll have to carry your vaccine card. So what that means is if you have a restaurant that has a capacity of say 25 people, they'll only let 12 people stay in that restaurant. So if it's 150 people, you guys understand. Areas on alert level 1, travel with no restrictions based on age and morbidities. So I think what it is, they've been looking to some areas really never got over COVID, I guess. They had 289 cases. They look at to go to over 611 cases. Areas under province, under alert level 2, Quezon, Palawan, Camarines, Masbate, Antique, Negros, Bohol, Cebu, Negros Oriental, Leyte, Western Samar. These are actually heavily populated areas. And so Davao, I won't go through the whole, North Cotabato, in my neck of the woods, Sulu, okay, Tawi, Benguet, excuse if I mispronounce these,
Ifugao.
Oh, Ifugao, okay. And then they talk areas like under alert level 1. Now, alert level 2, now remember all these areas, some of these areas are actually tourist areas. Cebu, Bohol, Masbate, Palawan. I mean, I can imagine wearing a mask on an island. Can you imagine? So, then alert level 1 goes in Calacun City, Valencia City, Pasig City. Then it goes on Taguig City, Quezon City, Manila. So anyway, it goes on. There's a long list. It just goes on and on and on. So, and then it even gets into our area, and luckily we don't have to wear one. Now, there's certain times where we have to wear a mask. Is when we enter maybe a bank or a hospital or a clinic or somewhere like that, we may wear a mask. Ruth wears her mask all the time. She never really takes it off, but she's always worn a mask, even before, because in Hong Kong, everybody wore a mask, even when I arrived here in 2015, 16. So they just wear masks for colds and flus and everything else. So, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, it's a big list. It lists all San Jose, Negros Occidental. It goes in depth. So it tells all the regions: Region 6, Region 7, Cebu City, Lapu-Lapu, Mandawi City, Siquijor, Bohol, Albuquerque, Balahin. So it goes and talks in all these areas. So I suggest make your plans accordingly if you're actually going to these areas. And what I mean by that is if you're planning on going to say Palawan, you might change your agenda to go to another island for right now, and then figure out what's going on, because they could change their mind tomorrow. Now, this alert one is supposed to go ineffective today, but on the news I more than likely going to extend something. What they do, I have no idea. I'm only guessing because nobody knows. But expect the unexpected in the Philippines. Always be prepared. If they say that we're not on the list, tomorrow you could be on the list and you could be wearing a mask. You could be wearing a mask coming in. You could be wearing a mask. But as you know, a friend of mine, Tom, that lives here in town, he's back in the States, but he comes here, and he was telling me that he's always had to wear some type of mask or something going into Davao. And so, and I understand that some of the areas have really always kind of had that. And now in CDO, we never did have an experience with that too much when Ruth and I go. Sometimes a mall say you have your vaccine card, things like that. So always keep your vaccine card. Always keep your all that stuff available. Even your ID, if you're a permanent resident, passport, make sure you have that available. You may not carry your passport, just make sure you have your permanent resident card or your tourist card. Because what happens is sometimes someone may walk up and ask to see it, and that has happened. Living here 7-8 years now, you do have people that sometimes may say, hey, if you have your ID with you, and by the way, you have your vaccine card, by the way, do you have this? By the way, put on your mask. What I do is I have they make these attachments, goes on these things for your glasses, and you hang your glasses down. Well, Ruth got one for that, and I just put a mask on it, and I keep up with it that way, which saves a lot of hassle, because in that way, I need a mask, it's there. I just take it. I take it for granted that I got to wear it somewhere, because no matter where I go, even when they said no masks, I've had to wear a mask. So don't think, and I don't care where you go, I don't care what people say, I don't care what people are doing, no matter, it's happened to me once, it's happened to me 1,000 times. Now, if you're planning on coming in the country and you're not really sure about the mask situation, I highly suggest you check out your area before you sell everything you own and come to the Philippines and find out you got to wear a mask and you're not going to wear a mask. Because Americans are hard-headed, and just like I am, will not wear a mask, and most of us will not. And I'm one of the ones that I get a mask on, 3 minutes later I got it pulled off, and they got to constantly tell me to put it on. Because in some malls, you still got to wear it. So you will find yourself, sir, put on your mask. And if you don't, you're outside the mall. And don't think they won't take you out. They'll take you out outside the mall. You have to, you're in a country, man. You're not in the United States where you can just do what you want to do when you want to do it. You can do what you want to say, but you're in a country that they have rules and regulations. You got to abide by them and listen to what they say and abide by it. If you don't come. Sorry it's harsh that way, but that's just the way it is. God bless everybody, and thank you guys so much for always watching my videos. And I'll put this link on this COVID thing. I suspect we're going to see more of this as time goes on. I suspect this is going to be more in depth, meaning this thing's going to happen. I see it coming. God bless.